Hi, good evening, Debbie Cox and
Wendy Buds.
We've been talking to you about the macronutrients, and one of the ones we're really sort of most concerned with right now is really, and with the low carb diet, obviously, is carbohydrates. So we're going to go through 3 different foods that would commonly be eaten, and I think certainly 2 of them would be considered quite healthy foods. And I know certainly before I embarked on this low carb, high fat lifestyle, I certainly ate all 3, thinking that I was, especially with 2 of them, doing myself the world of good. So I wanted to just talk to you about porridge. Okay, most people think that porridge is this wonderful food. I know I did. I ate porridge every morning thinking that I was being incredibly healthy. So I've got a pot of porridge oats to show you and discuss with you. When you're reading labels on foods, we normally go per 100 grams of the food substance that it is, and then look at the portion size of what's in the pot. The other thing we look at is we look at total carbohydrates, not sugars. And again, it's one of those confusing things that you get on a packet. It says total carbs, and then it will say of which is sugars. It's not the sugars that you're looking at the total carbohydrate content. So worryingly, there is this pot of oats, and in there is 50 grams of oats, and that equates to 6 teaspoonfuls of sugar. Now that's without any added sugar being put to it. That's just adding water. So literally you'd have and I'm not being rude, I sense that I would probably have eaten far more porridge than that, than that little bit. That would never have filled me up, I don't think. So as a very small portion of porridge, you're talking at least 6 teaspoons of sugar without milk and without added sugar, which I think is, I know when I first kind of realized about porridge, I was really quite surprised because I really felt that I was doing myself the world of good with it, really. So right, over to Wendy. What common food have you got there?
So I've got some basmati rice here. This bowl is uncooked, but we're going to pretend for purposes that it is cooked. This is 150 grams, and that is probably about an average portion. If you went to a curry house, you'd probably get a lot more rice in a portion, but in this 150 grams of rice, there is actually about 10 and a half teaspoons of sugar, 10 and a half, which is really shocking, because when you think of rice, we tend to think that it's a healthier option. But actually, a portion of rice this size contains, and this is quite a small teaspoon, but 10 and a half teaspoons of sugar. Shocking.
Yeah, it is shocking. And finally, the good old sandwich. And I know that, and I so 2 pieces of bread, right? So as a sandwich, obviously. And my argument always was, well, I eat wholemeal and I eat seeded, like it made a difference. Actually, it really, really doesn't. And so this is wholemeal bread, very, very plain wholemeal bread. There's 7 teaspoonfuls of sugar. That's before anything else.
Per slice?
No. For the two pieces of bread together.
For the 2.
So for the sandwich, you're talking. So if you think about it logically, imagine that you had porridge for breakfast, so 6 teaspoons full of sugar. That's on a very limited portion. Sandwich for lunch, another 7. And then you had, say, I don't know, a curry for dinner. You've got another 10 and a half going in. And that's literally without anything else that you're eating and drinking in your day. And I think when I first learned how many teaspoons of sugar it equated to, I know I was quite shocked, actually. And it did. And again, these are things that try and help you make different food choices. And yeah, but it is quite shocking when you break it down. Yeah. Okay.
Absolutely.
Yeah. So Wendy and I hope these videos are helping to understand what you're eating and why. Thank you for listening. Take care. Bye.
Bye.